Aye, what's really going on? Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Today, we're going to be taking a look at XRP against USDT. We're going to be assessing some of these key technical aspects of price action moving forward. We're going to be looking for some of the pivotal areas of support and resistance I believe we're going to be interacting with in the very near future here. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're bullish, are you bearish, do you trade, do you hold, or do you let the price action unfold? What are you doing with your bag? If you have one, are you bullish on price action? You believe we finally found support? Are we going to plow through all this overhead resistance, get back to the euphoric, dollar plus range that we came from in the not so distant past? Or you bearish on price action? Is this a bull trap? We've yet to find support. We're going to plow through all these key levels, head straight to zero. Let me know your thoughts on the direction of XRP down in the comment section below. Now, jumping right into it, to kind of recap price action that has came up to, got rejected from, returned to, plowed through, and then returned to, again, this ever so critical and pivotal 62-cent level, I do believe is going to be kind of a key level to kind of keep in mind moving forward as we, watch the bullishness of this potential breakout forward through this very significant range of sell pressure above this critical 62-cent zone all the way to 79 cents, in my opinion, is the very key range that we will have to solidify as support moving forward to kind of really ensure the kind of continued direction of XRP moving forward. So now to kind of recap this price action that has come up to the 62-cent line, we have on the middle of November of 2020 consolidation around 25 cents. Price action bullish enough to find its way very quickly in a matter of weeks all the way up to 62 cents near this very critical resistance zone, getting slapped downward, experiencing that resistance and sell pressure, and ultimately getting rejected and sent to and through that 25 cents that it came from, ultimately finding support yet again between 24th of December of 2020 all the way to the end of January of 2021. We have consolidation near that 25-cent level to find price action returning to 62 cents very quickly, ultimately to still meet that resistance and sell pressure, always sending price action downward, but we are very bullish enough to find these higher lows and get the momentum to finally plow through this very key range all the way between 62 cents and 79 cents to set these kind of euphoric kind of highs here all the way under kind of that almost $2 level there. Price action interacting with upper ranges of resistance and sell pressure all the way toward that dreaded 19th of May. The abrupt change in momentum in the crypto sphere sent price action plummeting toward critical resistance that it kind of just recently broke through. We had a couple kind of weeks of very bullish price action above this very critical 79-cent level between the kind of 23rd of May and the 18th of June of 2021. With price action bouncing in a very bullish manner, but ultimately giving into the sell pressure of the overall crypto sphere and plummeting into this range that we were trapped in for kind of weeks prior. Price action interacting with that 62-cent level, bouncing off of a soon-to-be revealed key level just below it within this kind of range of sideways here. Currently, we are above that 79-cent level, and we will have to confirm that as support to kind of get more bullish on XRP in the short term here. At the moment, we are still interacting with some very critical resistance, in my opinion. Now, a new perspective comes into play when we consider now EngineeringRobo, along with the Fibba Lamborghini levels of fettuccinis and zucchinis. We can see price action currently interacting with this aforementioned resistance present. The 0.382 Fibonacci line at 81 cents is going to be that kind of local overhead resistance, that last level we will have to break, and then perhaps return to as support, kind of moving forward to perhaps solidify this as a bottom for XRP, and we can get more bullish and ready for the dollar plus ranges again. At the moment, we are currently supported by the buy for closing on the 27th of July as price action was finding its way above 62 cents, hurtling toward the underside of this 200 daily moving average. We're experiencing that sell pressure, but the buy pressure and current bullishness of XRP does seem to be present at the moment, holding us very sideways against that pullback, and that retracement was very bullish. We appear to be attempting to break resistance kind of yet again. Currently, as I said, interacting with that 0.382 level, that is going to be very crucial moving forward, and we will have to kind of see if we can kind of break it and then perhaps return to it as support to kind of solidify this potential bottom here. This is a very, very significant zone of resistance that we have been holding through in a very bullish manner, in my opinion. I believe we have the more bullish momentum enough to break this range, and we will likely see a dollar in any kind of very near future here. Quite bullish on XRP in the short term at the moment, but technically we are at some very significant resistance that could cause a pullback. So my bearish targets are going to be the 79-cent level there. That is going to be kind of my most bullish bearish target. Failure to hold that range, though, will send us towards potential support around 72 cents. Failure to hold that will send us to 62 cents again. So we do have some range for downside to kind of still be bullish in the long term, in my opinion. In the short term, we still have to see just how significant this resistance can be. Momentum is building. We do have that bullish bounce off of the now visible 54-cent key level. The 0.236 Fibonacci line is a very crucial level of support that we have a very bullish bounce from, like 2 bounces from kind of thing. Price action on the 22nd of June of this year, bouncing off of it, then interacting with it again on the 20th of July. And then that buy 4 closing shortly after. Two kind of bullish confirmations of the buy pressure and momentum upward, and that XRP kind of has at the moment. XRP has been very bullish during all this downside, and does want to kind of go up again. I believe there's plenty of room for the uptrend now that there's been this phase of accumulation downward, and we've interacted with these kind of lows. Breaking upward through resistance and then confirming it as support is very bullish for any uptrend, in my opinion. So lots going on for XRP against USDT, currently interacting with resistance, and we're trapped in a very tight range. Price action supported by that buy 4, currently above technically the 200 daily moving average. So we do have that giving us potential buy pressure. You will have to see how these next few days, the next few candles kind of close in the next coming days to see just how bullish we can be in the short term here. Now, if we switch over to XRP against Bitcoin, what do we have here? A new perspective coming into play. Price action, in my opinion, looking a tad more bearish, slightly perhaps, if we were to consider price action now below that 200 daily moving average against Bitcoin. And a bullish factor, we do have the buy 4 closing on the 28th of July. With that bounce off of the 200 daily moving average, we have price action. We have some daily candles interacting below the 200 daily, but we find support and kind of bounce above it, and then we had that buy 4 close. Now we currently are seeing if we can perhaps do that again. So there might be some short-term downside against the price of Bitcoin. We will have to see if we can get kind of bullishly bought up again and find our way above that 200 daily. In my opinion, that is going to be a very key indicator moving forward of the sort of bullishness of XRP for the kind of coming weeks here against the price of Bitcoin. If we can stay above that 200 daily, we can get far more bullish here, and we can suspect the upside for XRP to be coming far sooner than later. But if we start to experience resistance along the underside of this 200 daily against the price of Bitcoin, I suspect perhaps further consolidation or perhaps attempts downside for XRP in the kind of like short term here before we see that long-term euphoric multi-dollar level. I do suspect we will likely see these kind of upper ranges in XRP's future, although we will have to see just how we can solidify some potential support or resistance at this 200 daily moving average. So definitely price action in a very crucial, critical level, currently being supported by that buy 4. We'll have to see just how bullish or bearish we can be with this 200 daily. We do have that 0.618 Fibonacci line at 2014 Satoshi. Is going to be significant resistance ahead of us once we confirm this 200 daily MA. We have support at my support level 1529 Satoshi. It's going to be a key level just above the 0.786 Fibonacci line at 1401 Satoshi. So we do have some range for downside and potential support waiting for us if we do get bearish in the short term. We also have some resistance ahead that might give us a hard time if we get bullish in the kind of coming days here. So price action in a very critical kind of state. We will have to see how these next kind of coming days open and close. Very bullish in the long term, in my opinion. In the short term, we are still trapped in a very fearful, uncertain, and doubtful market state. So we will have to see just how bullish or bearish we can be. Now, lots going on for XRP against Bitcoin. But if we switch to Bitcoin, what do we have here? Price action in a very vertical, very bullish, momentum-filled uptrend here. Bullish bounce off of key support just above sort of like 29K there, just under 30K. Price action bouncing off of that range, finding support above 32K, the 0.5 line, 34K, and what appears to be potentially this 0.618 line, $51,500 per Bitcoin, is going to be the kind of local level that we will likely return to if we get slapped by any of this upcoming resistance. The next level ahead that I do believe will be another potential area traders will be taking profit and sell pressure will be found around is 48K. In my opinion, that might be a level that causes price action to perhaps pause and exhaust, and we'll have to, see just how bullish or bearish we can be at that range. We've been in a very vertical recovery since this multi-month downside. It's very technical, necessary, downtrend toward support found at a very key level. I do believe this was very bullish long-term for the uptrend. In my opinion, this was a very bullish phase of accumulation, some reattempt at some lows after some very euphoric and bullish current local all-time highs. This consolidation downward was very healthy for the trend in the long term, in my opinion, and perhaps was necessary for the uptrend to continue and get us to that, euphoric six figures that everybody is waiting for. I do believe that is inevitable for Bitcoin in its lifetime. However, it could happen, sooner than people expect, depending on how bullish we can be over the next kind of coming days to couple weeks here. Price action currently coming out of this very aggressive phase of sideways. This range was between support around 32K and resistance found at the 0.618 line, $41,500. By price action rallying from 32K all the way to the 0.618 in a matter of weeks, getting slapped from it. Price action reaching toward the 0.5 line, but very bullishly bottoming out at 37K. We find ourselves well above the 0.618, even above the 200 daily moving average, currently interacting with a tight range just under resistance at 48K. So a little bit of wiggle room between what appears to be 45K and 48K, just above that 200 daily moving average. If we can start solidifying that as support, we can get very bullish on Bitcoin in the coming days here. Although if we start to fail to hold that, there's definitely some key levels of support that we can return to in the short-term downside to still be bullish on Bitcoin in the long term. Definitely. I was still having, as we were getting more bearish, my target was still the 0.382 Fibonacci level there at 27K, but, bouncing at 29K shows me for being even a little bit bearish on Bitcoin. So as I've been saying, it's never a bad time to buy Bitcoin, only better times. Buy low, buy high. At the end of the day, we're going to the sky. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hearing my analysis. Try EngineeringRobo free. Link in the description. Subscribe here on YouTube. Check out all the other social media down below. Let me know in the comment section. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? What are you doing with your bag if you have one? If you've been buying all the dips, accumulating during this downside, buying at support, or have you think we've yet to find support? This is a fake out upward. There's more downside. We're gonna get rejected off that 200 daily moving average. Get in a bear trend. Head straight back to zero. What are your thoughts on the direction of price action? Let me know down below. Thank you for tuning in, and tune in for the next one.